let's do this. So this is going to be a counterpart reading. So if you feel like you've met someone who makes you feel a way that you haven't felt before, or if you feel like you've woken up recently because of somebody in particular, so not just anybody who's woken up. Okay. So we've got lost. Ilaga. Right. Lost. So this is your dark night of the soul. This is the word deception. It's staying very heavy in my mind. I have no clue. Not what Aphrodite is our life force. Deceit. Okay, there you go. Deception. That's what's coming up. Okay, so there's deception to your life force. So there's something there's okay, right. So there's something that's holding you back. Deprivation upside down. So you think you're being deprived of something, but it's upside down. So what does that? Boredom, but also upside down. What? I'm not getting any hold of energy for these cards. Appreciation, and it's also upside down. What? Okay. Let's lay two more down. Then I will see the cycle that's going on, the energy cycle that wants to show me something. Okay, that came up right side up. I was thinking, like, am I really doing something wrong? Like, why are three of them and they were all in concert in consecutive stance? That's definitely important for some reason. New beginnings, and it's also upside down. What? Yes. Wow. Okay, so these all really are upside down. Wow. I have never pulled. Ever. Never, ever have I pulled a card budge like this. Okay. See what's going on. So we have a loss going on. Loss going on. Moving into your life force. Alright. Understanding. Go on. So you're currently diving into your life force. You're figuring out who you are. You're taking back your power. Taking back your power, and as a result, you have to lose everything that you were. You have to let go of an old self in order to get your new self. There's deception at play. People have been trying to deceive you. People have been diving, skinnering, manipulating. People haven't been very good around you. I'm not going to say it's your entire community, but I'm definitely going to say that there are some individuals around that are possibly worth looking at in terms of discerning. You need to discern, like, are they, I know I use that word a lot, but it's because it's a powerful word. The energy behind it is very direct, right? You need to direct your energy to people, and you need to decide based on what you see, which is discerning. Hey, see who is trustworthy and see who isn't. Because this deception is also intertwining into your own energy. So you're becoming someone who doesn't, you're afraid to speak the truth. You're afraid of the truth. It's easier to deceive and go the easy route. It's easier to play the victim in some roles. It's easier to adopt a mentality to fit, or a facade to fit a location. But that's deception. Okay, that's not your true self. What wants to happen now is your life force true self wants to really blossom out in time, because it knows that you are this most divine, beautiful being inside, and it wants to come on the outside, because the outside has the the makings for it. You have the person that you need to be in order to grow into this. Deprivation is upside down. So it feels like you think you're deprived right now, but actually this deprivation is very beneficial. You'll notice that the blessing is coming from right side up this time. So it's no longer a you have to reach me. It's no longer a you have to reach me. It's now a support. Okay, so the deprivation is leaving. Deprivation is going away. Maybe support wasn't the right word. Let's think about what it's saying. It's more like it's now there to sustain. It's got an energy of sustenance, right? Okay, it's being fed. So yes, you're not connected. You can see there is disconnect here. There's deprivation. There's distance. There's disconnect. That's an energy that's playing out here. People's lives and their scenarios. Okay, but what's really happening is that whatever this disconnect is, it's actually creating the energy bridge that needs to play out. Okay, there's karmic cycles playing out all the time, right? This transition is full of these karmic cycles, people meeting, and then it's like zesty, and then something happens, and then you've got this karmic cycle and karmic debt to pay off, and all of that crazy stuff. Then you go on to the boredom. Boredom is upside down as well. So it feels like gonna sound very counterintuitive right now, but it feels like you're not allowing yourself a space for boredom. Why does boredom form? It's because you're, actually answer that question for yourself. Uh, I don't want to be teaching here. I want to be reading here. So why? What is boredom for you? Why? Why would spirit be presenting that to you in a state of lack? Boredom doesn't sound like a very attractive quality to be experienced. But meanwhile, this is what's hinting that maybe you need a space that could manifest boredom if you need it. You need a space that is so safe and so comfortable that you could go and safely be bored there for a couple hours. You know what I mean? Maybe that's really what you need. Safe space. Okay, so if the boredom comes from that, then you might be on the right track. What did I say? Counterintuitive, right? Yeah. Okay, then onto the appreciation. What's this talking about? I see 40 there. I see 4 there. I see 34 there. 45, 5, 11, 1. So we've got triple 1 here. We've got 404 here. Okay, so those are just standing out. 545. Okay, right. So appreciation, your divine helpers. Okay. This one's actually a pretty easy one. So there's just a lack of gratitude, right? So you're definitely very well done, dude. You're absolutely, everyone is opening their heart, right? Everybody's hearts are just expanding exponentially. So that's awesome. But what needs to happen now is that you now need to start planting positive seeds in your newly sowed or plowed. I don't know. You've restructuring. So you're removing old plants. So literally imagine this: you're a being. If your being was a garden, what happened is a bunch of people came and planted their weeds in your garden. You're now identifying what are weeds and what are you, and you're removing the weed. So this is the dark night of the soul. Is that weed removal process? It's all happening for you. You feel like you need to be doing. You feel like you need to be chasing. You feel like you need to be doing. It's all part of the process. Okay, so so nothing's going wrong, all right, per se. There are decisions that you get to make which can make things easier or harder for yourself, but there's nothing wrong with anything that you're currently doing. Okay, but what needs to happen now, or what can happen to make things a lot easier going forward, is this right here. If you start placing some gratitude tools in play, okay, it depends how deeply you feel you need this for yourself. But here's what I've done. First one is a gratitude journal. I don't normally recommend that first, but it came through above anything else. I couldn't even remember any. So gratitude journal is probably going to be for 90% of you guys. Okay, sit down. Whether it's a big page or a small page, I made sure that I used my A4 page and I would do a full page. I am grateful for list. Dude, eventually you're writing 10 pages of the same thing, and then the 11th page is something completely different. And that's how it works. the gratitude starts opening your mind. It starts expanding the mind past what it sees as right and wrong. And it starts seeing everything as blessing. Even the things that you think are bad. I now have someone cut in front of me, and I think, thank you, God, you probably prevented an accident in my near future. It literally becomes pleasant to live this existence because you start taking things with faith. Okay. And it literally that builds into that literally from just appreciating what you currently have. Okay, so just gratitude. But once you get to a certain point, you can then start dimming it down. Right? Once it gets easier and you're a little more evolved on the spiritual realm, then it gets easier to then practice the gratitude in a. What I do now, for example, instead of doing the journal thing, is I just make my bed, and while I'm making my bed, I say I am grateful for three things. Say thank you. Then I am grateful for. Okay, so those, take that as it resonates. The making bed thing is also super beneficial because it also promotes balance of lifestyle as well. I basically mix two of my tools at once because I hated making my bed. It was the one thing that I really despised. I would rather take a cold shower. But then I started mixing gratitude and everything became hunky dory. And that's because it's the power of appreciation. I started placing good energy around something that I told myself I didn't like. What happened? I started liking it. It's so easy like that. Okay. And then you go onto your unconditional love. This is saying that whatever is going on, please know that there is an unconditional love at play. It is not something that's just going to fall away for anyone involved. It's not going to fall away for anyone involved in your community as well. Your community definitely has unconditional love for you, except that this is the tool that you'll be able to use to help you discern who really is there for you. If you place a certain element of authenticity and authentic love into somebody and they reciprocate with judgment, that's how you know who you need to weed out. Okay? Because love should be unconditional. It shouldn't be, I love you as long as you are giving me lifts home. Blah, 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 blah. You get the picture, right? And the new beginnings is upside down. It's saying, dude, yes, the new beginning is coming, but hold your horses. Okay, take some time, bruh. This is literally has the energy. Literally, it's like I'm on a roller coaster and it's pulling me back. Okay, or like I don't know. It's definitely like some sort of braking system. I'm not actually familiar with what it is, but it's like a big metal brake. Okay, and that's the vision that I get from this card. It's literally saying, dude, the new beginning is there, but calm down. It's not going anywhere right now. We need to take it slow. We need to go nice and steady. Okay, there's a process going on. It's a process of elimination, process of awakening, process of loss. It's a process of loss, which is then the process of the life force. Actually, we kind of went through the process. Okay, so that's what's going on, dudes. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know that y'all always want another card. I guess I can do maybe one or two more. See? Okay, this one wants to stand out. Yay! We got gifts. The gifts are coming in, and it's followed by self-esteem, but that wants to stand out. So I did a reading literally just now where I literally said I feel or I see in my mind's eye, and I'll even put I'll link that. I'll show that here. Literally 5-10 minutes ago, where I said I see the self-esteem card upside down. So what I think this is hinting is that maybe it's a good idea if you go and check out that video. I'm going to link that there for you. I talked about what this meant in that reading. Just that I wasn't using my cards, I was using my mind. Okay, the mind's eye. Then we've got the gifts. The gift is basically saying, hey dude, you got the gifts, don't worry about it. It's saying like, what is the gifts trying to tell us? Boom shaka, solitude in reverse. Okay, so the gifts are coming, but first we need the solitude. Okay, and the gifts will be anti-solitude. So not saying that the solitude is a negative thing, but what it's saying is that you'll never have to feel alone again. So the gifts that you're going to be getting in this lifetime, if you decide to follow your higher path, the higher power, is that you won't ever have to feel alone again. I'm not saying you're never going to be lonely. Please remember that being lonely and be alone are very different things. But as a result of not ever feeling alone, You won't ever have to feel lonely because there will be people around you. Okay? Even if they're not, you've got this. You'll have this contentment inside you. That's the gift that you'll get. This peace and inner joy inside you. You're basically going to reverse the self-esteem back up. So this process that's happening right now is doing that. So you've been guarded. You've been um, validating yourself through the eyes of others, and that's why your self-esteem card is upside down. Now what you need to do is reverse it, and this process is doing that for you. So that's why this is like, hold your horses, dude. You're still processing. You're still transforming. You're still supposed to be in a cocoon, dude. Calm, calm, calm. Breaks, breaks, breaks. Okay. So there's breaks there, and then you're going into your self-esteem. That's swapping around. That's going to happen. Once that happens, that's how you know what to do. Okay. So you're confused. You're confused. You're conflicted. You're troubled. Don't worry about it. The self-esteem is going to flop itself around for you. You're going to become a good. Okay, obviously you have to do the work, right? You have to use the tools. You have to do the gratitude. Listen to these readings and see what you want to implement. Okay, that's why these are here for you. But this process, as long as you do those tools and you adopt the lifestyle that you need to adopt, you're then going to swap that self-esteem around, which is then going to bring the gifts, and the gifts will then eliminate the solitude. You don't have to be afraid of the solitude. Okay. In fact, what it's saying is that once you get to this point, solitude will still be there, but it will actually be a state of bliss. It's not going to be a sad, scary thing. This card is beautiful. The reason it presented itself upside down for you guys is because it's right side up for me. And right side up for me, this card looks peaceful as ever. And it's literally saying when you get to the point where you have your gifts, you will still be able to enjoy solitude because it'll still be a point where you are still experiencing your gifts, whether you are with someone or not. Okay, so it's going to be freaking awesome for you, dude. And I'm super excited for everybody involved. Okay, cool. Is there anything else that wants to come out? Nope, it doesn't look like. It don't look like. It don't look like. Nah, nah, nah. Nope. Okay, cool. We are done. Thanks for watching, guys. We do have balance. This is a card that's consistent in my readings, whether I'm using the cards or using my. It's irrelevant. Balance is coming up all the time. Just because one thing that's going to help this process is if you can achieve balance on a lifestyle trajectory. So that means making sure you get enough rest, enough play, and enough productivity in as well. Okay, that obviously includes self-care. We did do a reading earlier that had the body card upside down. We talked about that, making sure that you're looking after your body and stuff like that. You'll notice, by the way, in that reading, I was all like long nails and full face hair. You'll notice that I went to clean up after I got that body care card. Because as we all know, I am also part of this process going on. Okay, so I am also making sure to balance. Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.